Hello chaps, welcome to John Robson Guitar Tuition once again. Now then, if you do any recording with your guitar, then you're probably going to find this pretty useful. Okay, take a listen to this 8-bar rhythm guitar part. Obviously there's bass and drums there as well, but it's the rhythm guitar part we're interested in. Just have a listen to this. Okay, so if you're going to play something like that live, then you're good to go with just one guitar, really, that's enough. But if you're recording it and you want to get that big, momentous wall of guitar sound that you hear so often nowadays, especially if you're going to be listening on headphones, which most people tend to do these days on their phone or their iPod, then you're going to need to do a little bit more. Coming up next is kind of how I build up the layers on a track like that. Basically there's an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar on there, and each one is doubled up and panned hard left and hard right in the mix. Here's what I begin with. Here's the acoustic guitar part that you can hear in the left hand channel. Okay, so the next thing I do is I record another acoustic guitar part, this time on the right hand channel. This time I'm capoed up at the 7th fret. Obviously you'll need to do a little bit of number crunching to figure out what chord shapes you need to use when you put the capo on. I may even do a video about that at some point. But for now, I mean, if you're in any confusion about that, just take a look on YouTube or the internet or wherever, and you can find plenty of information on that kind of thing. This is what that guitar part sounds like. Okay, the next thing I do is record a power chord part on electric guitar. I use this guitar for this part, my new Harley Benton with the Vanson pickups, lovely instrument. This is just pretty much the power chords that you saw me play earlier on the Telecaster. We're going to come back to the Telecaster in a second, but this is what the part sounds like that I played on this guitar, and this is panned to the left hand channel. And the final guitar part is the one that I recorded on this guitar, my beloved charity shop Telecaster. If you don't know the story behind this, then just have a look on my YouTube channel and you'll see how this guitar came to be. Moving on though, yeah, I just played pretty much the same thing, one or two little variations. I think I played the E power chord down here when I played it up here on the other part. But that's the beauty of doing this double tracking thing. Just those little inconsistencies and variations that you put in from one part to another help to give it that big sound. So this is the guitar part that's mixed to the right hand channel. So there you have it, those are the 4 guitar parts that I use to build up this track, which we'll hear again in a second, just to remind you of how they all fit together. You'll notice that I recorded all of those guitar parts without any effects. I always record dry, because basically that means that once you put stuff into a mix, if you've recorded with a certain reverb setting on or whatever, then it's there and it's permanent and you can't change your mind. The other reason why it's good to record dry, I think, is that if you change your mind and you kind of want to redo something, or you want to do a little bit of repair work on a take, if you're kind of editing out a particular note or a phrase or a chord or something like that, and you kind of delete that, then what happens is you're also deleting the reverb or delay tails that have happened on the notes or chords previously to the bit that you're editing out, and the resulting sound just sort of screams that it's had an edit done to it. If you leave putting the reverb or whatever on until the actual mix down, then you don't have that problem. Yeah, you'll also notice that with the electric guitar sounds that I didn't have the gain that high. If you tend to pile on the gain because you think it's going to give you a bigger sound, perversely it tends to have the opposite effect. It tends to make things I find sound thinner and fizzier in the mix. The trick I always use is to make sure that I've got enough crunch to play a rhythm guitar track, a power chord part for example, and then make sure that if I kind of back off on the picking dynamics and play it as softly as possible, then it's going to come out as pretty much a clean sound, so that when you dig in you get the crunch, and when you kind of play really softly it sounds, as I say, all but clean. Right, there you have it. We'll hear the full mix again very shortly, but for now that's it for today. If you've enjoyed this video, then please hit subscribe, that way you'll get to see more of them. If you live on Teesside and you want some one-to-one tailored guitar tuition, then give me a shout via the details coming up at the end of this video. And if you like a little bit of bluesy, instrumental, melodic, shreddy rock guitar, then check out my album called The Whiskey Made Me Do It. The links are in the description box below. Okay folks, see you next time. Bye for now.